Alright class, as you know, we started talking about ecology and different kinds of ecosystems, and today we are going to start talking about the organisms within those ecosystems and the different kinds of interactions they have. Okay, the first animal interactions we're going to talk about are competition. Now competition can happen between species or between individuals of the same species. It often happens when two organisms are competing or require the same resource, for example, food, water, or territory. Another form of animal interaction is predation. Now in predation, as you well know, it's one animal, generally the predator, consuming another animal. This is beneficial to one organism and obviously very harmful to the other. Next we have mutualism. Now in mutualism, two organisms work together and both gain a benefit. A common one that you might all be aware of is honeybees pollinating flowers. The honeybee gets pollen and nectar for food, and the flowers or plants get pollinated and are able to reproduce. Another common one that you also may be aware of is the relationship between sea anemones and clownfish. The clownfish gain a home to live in and safety while they maintain clean and protect the sea anemone from other animals. Another one is commensalism. In commensalism, what happens is one organism gains benefit while the second organism is neither harmed nor benefited. An example of this would be an orchid growing out of the side of the tree. The orchid gains the benefit of having a place to be anchored, while the tree is not harmed, nor does it gain any benefit from the orchid being there. Finally, we have parasitism. Now in parasitism we have a few different forms. The first form is ectoparasitism. In this case, the parasite generally stays outside of the host body. Now, a parasite does not want to kill its host. That would not be beneficial to the parasite. Instead, it wants to just gain nutrients from it. In parasitism, one individual gains an advantage while the other organism is harmed in some way. Ectoparasitism may be something like a vampire bat drinking from a cow. Now endoparasitism is when the parasite is within the host. You may have known what a tapeworm is. A tapeworm is a form of endoparasite. It gains nutrients from its host from within the body. And as you may be aware, people who have tapeworms or something like that, or ringworm or anything like that, they tend to be less healthy, or they get sick a lot easier because their immune systems are down. The final form of parasitism is brood parasitism. Now this is a different kind of parasitism. In this case, the parent of let's say a bird, a cowbird for example, will kick out the eggs of a host bird nest and lay its own eggs in there. Now, then the cowbird will fly off, do its own thing. The parent bird or the host bird will come back to the nest and incubate the cowbird's eggs without even realizing that it's not its own. When the young hatch, the young tend to be significantly larger than the parents, and the host parents end up taking care of the cowbird's young. Now this harms the parent bird because it's investing resources, time, and energy in raising offspring that's not its own. While the benefit to the cowbird is that it's getting its young being raised without having to take the time, resources, or energy. That's about it for the common kinds of animal interactions. And these kinds of interactions are present in every single ecosystem, and most of them are present in all ecosystems. Now, these different kinds of interactions are what drive things such as evolution, and they significantly shape how they're significantly based on the ecosystem themselves. Ecosystems that have few resources tend to have much more competition, and the animals adapt to be prepared for that competition. In places like jungles, there's still a lot of competition simply because there's lots of organisms in small areas, but the competition tends to be different.